everybody. So, Water Fairy is still kind of pissed about the end of the last video. So today my co-stars will be R2. I swiped her from her. My Darth Vader pillow. Indy over here, and we're also joined by my other dog, Cody. And like with Indy, I didn't bother keeping him away because he'd get all upset, he'd bark, he'd whine, and then I'd feel bad, so he's here with me. And he's adorable. They both are, so I figured, why not? So today we're going to talk about Plo Koon. So he was the Jedi Master during the Clone Wars era. Hi!
Hello.
I thought you said you didn't want to be in the video.
Yeah, well, I changed my mind. And did you go to my house and swap part 2?
No, you left him here.
I'm joining this video.
Okay. I'm no longer alone. I have
Hello,
someone else to
audience.
talk to. We can talk back.
Of course.
Yep.
So, hello again, audience. As Dragon said, today we're talking about Master Plo Koon. So, as usual, let's start with a little bit of background information about Master Plo Koon.
I already started that. You interrupted me.
I am sorry. Well, let me make it up by finishing.
Okay.
So, Master Plo Koon was introduced in the Prequel Trilogy, but he is most depicted in the Star Wars cartoon.
He
Star Wars
only
The
has a
Clone
little bit
Wars.
of stuff to do in Revenge of the Sith, because you see him get shot down. He's one of the many Jedi generals killed. So, like, you see him, you might recognize him, but he doesn't really get a personality or a background or really become a character until the Clone Wars cartoon.
But, so, let's start out with a little bit of background information on Master Plo Koon. And all of this comes from Wikipedia, so if you guys know something that we don't know or we say anything wrong, I do apologize. Because Wikipedia is my only reliable source right now. But Master Plo Koon...
And you all look at it, don't judge us.
Yeah, you do. Alright. Anyway, Master Plo Koon is part of an alien species known as the Keldor, and they're native to the planet Doran. Now, the Keldor, they can't really survive on oxygen-rich planets.
If you look, you'll see him wearing a kind of mask. That's to help him breathe.
Yes. So, Master Plo Koon was a Jedi Knight, and he served
When
on...
he was a master.
Jedi Master, I am sorry. And he served on the Jedi Council. We first see him in Attack of the Clones, I believe it is. But he has no dialogue in that movie.
He doesn't really, I don't think he speaks in Revenge of the Sith either.
But in the Clone Wars, one of the most notable things that we can attribute to Master Plo Koon is...
Story-wise, anyway.
Story-wise.
As fans of the series, you would appreciate not so much this is the badass stuff he did in the war, but story-wise, the biggest thing he did, as Water Fairy was beginning to say, was he found Ahsoka Tano and brought her to the temple. And throughout her time there, they kept a very close relationship.
Yes. I think it's fair to say that Master Plo Koon was almost like her father.
I did get that vibe, but we're not going to talk about that too much, because Ahsoka is eventually going to get her own video.
Because she is one of our favorites.
Yep, so it's going to happen eventually, don't know when, but it will. So we'll talk about her end more whenever that happens. I don't know when it will, though, so don't, like, hold your breath on that. And apparently, the reason he became so prominent, I guess is the best word, he was never a main character, he was always a side character, but he became so prominent because Dave Filoni liked him so much. He even cosplayed as him one time, which is kind of awesome. But,
Can you imagine that? A Star Wars creator actually cosplaying?
yeah, that's what I said, it's kind of awesome. So, that was why he's featured so heavily. So as with our previous video, we're gonna do the same basic structure. Does he work as a character? Does he work as a character from Star Wars? And do we like him as a character?
Would you like to go first?
Sure. So, in regards to does he work as a character? Yeah, he's fun to watch. I enjoy his relationships with the other characters. He helps them grow. As I said before, he was never a main character, so he doesn't really develop too much on his own. But he helps the main characters develop.
Absolutely.
And we'll get more into that and does he work as a Star Wars character, but on his own. He's not one of those characters who, when he comes on screen, you're annoyed, or you're like, just let him walk out already. You can enjoy watching him, or you can be indifferent, I suppose, but I've always liked it.
I do like him as a character as well, and like Dragon said, he's not one of the big characters, but he's also not a John Doe. He's not boring. He has a personality when you see him, and he's a Jedi Master, so...
He's powerful, which is always fun to watch.
Yes. And like Dragon also said, his interactions with the other characters, whether it be Anakin or Ahsoka or even the 504th Legion of Clone Troopers who he served with. So I believe Captain Wolf was
Wolf
the
was
captain
one
for
of
that.
There were several others, but Wolf was the most prominent, and Wolf was also one of the clones who showed up without their chips in Rebels,
So even seeing his interactions with the clone troopers, it's all believable. It makes you want to watch. It's enjoyable. It's not just like, okay, I hate this scene, just please move on.
Yeah, he's not boring. He's not annoying, so it's nice. Not every character can have a big impact, but even the ones with a smaller impact, they can be nice to watch, and Plo Koon is one of them, I think.
Indeed.
So next up is, does he work as a Star Wars character? So it was interesting because he's one of the more prominent alien species shown, because most main characters in Star Wars are human or a droid. And Chewbacca. But Chewbacca's awesome. Wookiees are cool in general. But that's not the point of this. So it was nice to see a Jedi Master at that, with strong ties to the other characters, who wasn't a human. And as we said earlier, with the whole him helping other characters develop, he helped Ahsoka grow as a person. He helped Anakin grow as a master. When Ahsoka was kidnapped by those hunters, he wasn't really worried while Anakin was panicking. And he's like, she can handle herself. You taught her to. And it was nice. And it was also good to see a general besides Anakin and Obi-Wan who cared about their clone troopers. In his first big episode, he was dead certain it's not just me they're going to come for, it's you guys too. And well, when you're in a war, you can't really protect your troops too much because they gotta go out there. But he did what he could to make them as safe as he could, which I thought was a good thing. He didn't just treat them as battle fodder. Do you have anything to add?
I think you've pretty much said it all. I mean, because the clones, how he is as a character, and I know we said this in our last video too, but it's kind of hard to not fit into the Star Wars universe.
It's too diverse. You know, there's people of all walks of life, all different kinds of species. So it is hard not to fit in there.
Now, which comes to, do we like him?
Yeah.
We do. I mean, like everything we said, he's interesting to watch. He's one of the few generals in Star Wars who actually cares about his clone troopers.
Well, it's not so much that they don't all care, it's just they're not really depicted that often. Like when we saw Luminara, for example, we saw her interact with Barris. We didn't really see her interact with her troopers too much. We see various generals on the ground, but we don't really see them interacting with their troopers too much. So I don't think it's that they don't care. It's just the writers couldn't clutter things.
That's fair enough. It's nice to see someone other than Anakin and
Well,
Obi-Wan,
yes.
of course, though.
Yes, I'm just saying, it's not that they don't care. They might not have. I don't know. But they weren't really depicted interacting too much, so I don't really think we can really say either way.
Right. But still, it was nice to see another Jedi Master and General who cared about their clone troopers.
And he was cool, and
Like
I
every
like how he covered for Ahsoka when she snuck onto that mission to break into that jail.
Oh yeah.
He was like so nonchalant about it. Like he talked with her about it beforehand when she's like, I want to go, I feel I should go, and he gave her some words of wisdom, and then in the end, like she's like,
Master Plo Koon said I could accompany
yeah, and when
me
they asked
to-
him about it later, he's like, I suppose I did. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was fun to watch. We liked his interactions with the other characters. And again, not every character in a story can be a main one. Too many main characters and it gets cluttered and unenjoyable to watch. But side characters are important too, and he was a very prominent side character. And I thought that was nice.
And like every other Jedi Knight, knowing who he was and knowing what happened at Order 66, it's still sad to know what happened.
You know, watching him get shot down. When you first watched, when I first watched Revenge of the Sith, you know, I mean, his death wasn't any sadder than any of the various other Jedi generals we saw get downed. But after watching the Clone Wars, it is much harder because he isn't just some general in a, you know, in a ship, flying around getting shot down. He's Master Plo Koon. He's someone that you can name. He's someone who you kind of knew. So it has more impact now.
It is sad. But that's Star Wars for you. There's tragedy.
Everywhere. Most of them die at some point.
Yeah. What? It wouldn't be a space opera if nobody died, now would it?
True.
There's tragedy in opera.
Okay, well that's pretty much all we can say about Plo Koon. So, have a nice day, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.
And may the force be with you. Bye.